Hey, yo, what's up out there? Ha You done tuned back into Boss Talk 94303. Right, where we chop game with the business owners, the entrepreneurs, the creators, the innovators, everybody that ain't scared to go out here and put their best foot in front of them. You know what I mean? So today, oh yeah, I got this Aqua on, my man EJ Apparel, my guy Ern on the south side of Chicago. At EJ Apparel, get at him. We got all kind of stuff going. Another black-owned business. One of my guys on the south side of Chicago. Shout out to him. You see what that say, right? Unfortunately, I'm a Dolphin fan. It's been bad for a while, but it is what it is. I'm loyal to a fault. So today we're gonna be talking credit repair. And a lot of us, sometimes we didn't make all the right decisions when we were younger. We might have got bills in our name that we didn't pay. We might have had people, some people even came up, their mom or dad or auntie or grandma or somebody was using their social security number to cut the lights on or the water on, all the hood stuff that sometimes we had to do, to make it from day to day. And so when we get older and we start understanding that we got to have good credit, either sufficient credit to do some of these things, because nowadays you got to have good credit almost to get a job, definitely to get an apartment or something like that. You got to have some pretty decent credit. So if you want to fix that, and you have to fix that, we got the person right here, Michelle Henry, professional credit repair consultator. I don't know if that's a word, consultator, but that's what she do, credit consultations. She do business credit consultations. So if you have a business and you want to try to get your business, because, like I told you before on the other show, that if you don't have a registered business name, a LLC, a EIN number, and a bank account, a business bank account, then you're not really doing business. You hustling, but you're not doing business. So if you want to jump on over here and make it legit and all legal, you got to register that business name. You got to get that LLC. You got to get that EIN number, and you got to get that business bank account. And now you're in business. I got Michelle Henry, who was nice enough to give us a little bit of her time to teach us about this, give us some insight on this credit, because too many of us are running around. And we could be doing a little bit better. We could be making better moves if we, just take the time to get our credit straight, right?
Absolutely.
So Michelle, you are a credit consultant, a business credit consultant, and a public notary, right?
Correct.
What got you into that?
What got me into which one?
All of it. What came first?
All right. So I've always been a notary. I've been a notary for more than 10 years.
Okay.
I'm not only a notary, I'm also a signing agent. So I sign documents for closing, title companies, stuff like that. I got into credit repair 2016. So I always had excellent credit, went through a hard time, hit rock bottom, lost everything. Had to start all over, went from a 768 credit score to a 545. So I repaired my own credits. I got with a company. I became an agent with a company that does credit repair, but I was a referring agent, not someone who did the credit. So I wasn't able to help my clients, one-on-one. I wasn't able to tell them what was going on. So I decided to actually get certified, do the credit repair course, get certified, get more educated with credit, the whole process of repairing credit. And I decided to launch my own company, which is Credit by Michelle Consulting Group. So that's my baby right there. So, my passion, I have a passion for what I do. First and most, I don't do credit repair for the money. I always believe that once you have a passion for something, the money will come. I love helping people. And most of all, it gives me joy to help people because we weren't educated on credit. No one educated us on credit. I was blessed where I came to this country, and my sister was here prior who has excellent credit, and she educated me on credit. So I was one of those fortunate one to always had excellent credit. But what about our kids that are in school? They don't teach credit in school.
Right.
So that's where, we got to educate our kids. So when they grow up, they don't make the mistakes that we as adults made.
Right.
Right. So I did launch my company. I branched out on my own, prayed about it, and since then it's been history.
Okay.
My business is based off referrals now. My business was built on social media with the help of my community,
Right.
which helped me to build my business, which I'm grateful for. But I'm actually built now on referrals.
So you say you're right. We do need to educate our children, because a lot of times, in the communities that we come up in, by the time a person get 18, 19, maybe they mom done use their credit for a light bill or water bill or some of these things, or credit. And so when a person is starting out and they realize, okay, I need credit, but their credit is bad, because what I do know is no credit is worse than no credit is worse than bad credit, right?
Bad credit, yeah.
Okay. So what is the first thing a person do to say, okay, I want to start repairing my credit?
All right. So the first thing about repairing your like I said, a lot of people are not educated on credit. So majority of the times a client don't even know their credit score.
Right.
A client has no idea what is even on their credit, but now they're at a point where they need to buy a car, or they're looking to rent an apartment, or they're looking to use their credit to do something. And that's where they hit that bump where they can move forward, because now they pull their credit, something is on their credit. So the first thing you want to know, you definitely want to know what is on your credit. You want to get a credit report. So you could always go to free annual credit report. You get a free credit report yearly. So I always recommend to my clients, once a year, pull your credit to have an idea where your credit is, if someone is using your credit. And I strongly advise my clients, I don't care if you have jacked up credit. You definitely want to put a freezer block on your credit report where no one can use your credit. I've been a victim of identity theft, so I'm tight when it comes to my credit. My credit stay locked. So, I always advise my clients, hey, once they're in my program, I make sure there's a lock on their credit, because you're in the process of repairing your credit. So once you get to that excellent credit, you don't want somebody to use your credit. So the first process of repairing your credit is knowing what's on your credit. Once you know that, then you can move forward. Like for me, what I do, when a client enrolls in my program, I pull their credit, do a full credit analysis with them, meaning see everything that's on their credit, give them a breakdown so they understand the credit. I not only just take them in my program and they don't know what's going on. They have a full understanding of what's on their credit, how it's affecting their credit, what we're going to do to help them to get a better credit score. What do I do to help them get a better credit score? I dispute all their negative items all at once with all three bureaus: creditors, collectors. I not only just dispute with the credit bureaus, I dispute with the creditors and collectors too. Okay?
Yep.
Because you don't want to just dispute with the credit bureaus and then an item is removed from the credit bureaus, but eventually comes back on your credit because you didn't dispute it with the creditor or with the collector. So once you dispute it all routes, there's no way if an item is removed, it's going to come back.
Okay.
Because you got confirmation from all three that the item is going to be removed or the item was removed.
So sometimes when things are removed, they come back?
Yes. If the item is not removed legally, it can come back. For example, you may have a Macy's bill and you dispute the item with Macy's. Macy's cannot prove the debt is yours, or for whatever reason, Macy's removed that debt off your credit. Macy's can turn around and sell the debt to a collector. The collector always contact you by mail first. But again, we as humans, sometimes we just consider it junk mail or we don't have the money to pay it, so we let it go. That collector will put it back on your credit. So it will show up as the name of the collection agency, but you will see the original creditor is Macy's.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you don't want to ignore, especially when you're doing credit repair. I tell my clients, you do not want to ignore these mails. When a client sign up for my program, whatever is already in collections, I don't let my client pay those up front, because I'm going to dispute them first for the creditor or collector to prove that that debt is my client's debt. If they come back and prove, at that point, we will do a settlement, which we call pay per delete. Whatever settlement I'm settling with you, you have to delete that item.
Right. Okay. So that's what some people don't understand. I mean, I know about that because I've been through the whole process of what we're talking about. So, what I learned in the beginning was like, when a collection agency buys your debt from like Macy's, in a sense, that's kind of letting you off the hook, right? Because you're like, I don't owe you. I owed Macy's, right?
Right. But Macy's, right. Okay. First, what a lot of people don't know the difference of a collection and a charge-off.
Okay.
A charge-off account is with the original creditor, which is Macy's.
Right.
When it's a charge-off, they write off that debt. So they sell that debt for like $1. They sell that debt cheap to the collectors. That's how collection agency make their money.
Right.
So when they buy a debt for cheap, say you owe $1,000 and they maybe buy the debt for $100, they turn around and still trying to come to you for that $1,000.
Right.
Because that's how they make their money. I didn't do no business with you, the collector, so you cannot come to me for no bill. So majority of the time, they have no proof that this debt is yours. They don't have a contract. They cannot just tell me it's yours. You have to send me the proof with my signature, my ID, everything that I am the person.
Right. Right. Okay. And also some of these when some of these things get deleted, that was important that you said that, because sometimes you can make a settlement and you may say the bill is $300, just say, and they say, okay, well, give us $150 and we'll take this off. If they're not agreeing to delete this, then you don't want that anyway, because it'll show on your credit that it was paid, but it was a delinquent, right?
Correct. So that's another thing where, you will tell you have so many consumers who they have their own theory of credit repair.
Right.
Like perfect example, I did advise a client once, don't pay they're already in collection, do not pay them or anything like that. He did go and he paid every debt on his credit. Kid you not. He paid every debt on his credit, and he called me back about a month or two later, and he was high rated because he paid the debt, not settling with the creditor and the collection agency that I'm going to pay per delete. So all they did was took his money and update that balance to $0. The debt is still on his credit, where we still have to turn around and dispute them to be removed.
Okay. So what I was saying was, when a person pays all of those credits, pays all of those bills, if it's not deleted, then it still shows up on their credit as delinquent, right?
Correct. Because it's still showing as a collection account, just that it's $0 balance. So it's still impacting you negatively, because if a creditor pulls your credit, it's going to show that you were once not paying this bill.
Right. Right. So I saw on your social media that you said something about credit repair errors. What's a credit repair error?
Credit repair errors?
I saw a post on one of your page, and it said credit errors, I think it said.
Okay, you're talking about like things that are on our credit negatively,
that don't belong there.
That's incorrect. That's what that's the post that you're referring to. Okay. So we have I would say 95% of things on our credit is incorrect.
Okay.
Balances, year that account was open, last payment, address, social, name, everything, every section on our credit report has an arrow on it. And because of those arrows, that can lower your score. So say, for instance, you have a credit card with Macy's again, and your balance on the card that's showing on your credit is showing $1,000, but you only owe Macy's $200. Because they didn't update it, it's killing your credit, because remember, now that $1,000 is factoring into your debt to ratio.
Right. Okay.
So when your credit usage should be at 2% or 5%, now because that debt is not reporting correctly, your credit usage may be at 6% or 7%.
And so how do you get those things taken care of?
So what I do, I check my credit every morning. Every day I check my credit. Like I said, I've been a victim of identity theft. The first thing I do in the morning is I check my bank account. After I pray, I check my bank account, I check my social, my credit, and I check my stocks. Those are the main three things I do after I get up and do my devotion. So you want to make sure you're checking your credit on a regular to make sure that your balances are being updated and everything. If it's not, you give it at least 30 days after the cycle date. Give it at least a couple of days after your cycle date to see if it's updated. But if you pass 15 days and your information is not being updated, you definitely want to contact the credit bureaus and let them know that, hey, you're reporting my Macy's card as my balance is $1,000, but my balance is $200. What they're going to do, they're going to turn around and put in a dispute where they confirm it with the creditor.
Okay. So that's something that you have to actually take the time and get on the phone to do, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It's
and
worth
so,
it. I mean, you know, if you know the value of credit and you know the worth of credit, and if you know, you want to make sure your credit is on point, because you got to remember, when we have excellent credit, we got wealth. Meaning, right. God forbid something happened. The world we're living in today, we never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know, and I tell people, credit is power. Cash is king. Yes, you may have all the cash, but credit is power, because sometimes you may have all this cash, but somebody needs to see your credibility.
Right.
Okay. So with credit, you could walk in a bank, you could walk into anywhere, and you have that power to get what you want. It's just like walking into a car dealership. When you walk into a car dealership with a 750 credit score, they put respect on your name comparing to when you walk. I'm telling you.
Oh, I know.
To when you walk into a car dealership with a 650, 700 credit score, they like, you ain't got a choice. You got to take what I give to you.
Right.
I bought a brand new car a few months ago. I did my old transaction in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. How often you go to a car dealership and spend 15 minutes? Right.
You're right about that. And so
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so, and is that where, like, once you start getting these things for the people who don't have good credit, that's starting to repair their credit, once they start getting these negative items removed and deleted, and then is that when they start trying to get trade lines and be authorized users, or do you do all of this at the same time?
No, I personally, my process, I remove the negative items before I input positive. You cannot put positive on negative, because if you have 10 negative items on your credit report and you put trade lines, you're not going to get the full potential of that trade line, because you're still having negative items weighing down your credit.
Okay.
So I try to get my clients to remove at least 95% of their negative item before I input any positive. And while you're in my program, you cannot run your credit for nothing. The only two things my clients are allowed to run their credit for, if they need a home or they need a car. And I always try to, when it comes to a car, I always try to put them in different options. Rent a car, do something like that for a few months, because you have to think long term. You're going to go in a car with jacked up credit where your interest rate is going to be ridiculous. You're going to be paying for this car for the rest of your life, when you could rent a car for a couple months and turn that car in anytime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I give them that option. Or, you know, if they need to get a home, then that's understandable. They got to get a home. They need somewhere to live. But other than that, they cannot run their credit for nothing. I do updates every 45 days. And if I see new inquiries that myself and my client did not speak about, their membership is automatically terminated.
Okay, so you kind of own it, like, and so, because, you know, it's so many credit repair services out here, and people that'll tell you that they can fix your credit in 30 days, 60 days, and I learned that that's impossible. That is impossible.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Can be done
in 30 days.
Done legally.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Right. Legally.
It's not being done legally. And, you know, I have potential clients who call my phone, and trust me, it makes it hard for me as a business owner who is doing it the right way, make sure that my client's credit is solid at the end of the day, because you will hear someone call me, oh, my friend got her credit repaired in 30, 60 days. I am not the one for that. And you follow me on social media, you will see I put it up. If you look in a quick fix or a microwave type of credit repair, Michelle is not the one for it. My brand and my name means more to me than $1, because what's going to happen, you will tell them, they will sign these agreements, they will see it all over social media. It's very transparent. I'm very transparent with my process, and they see all these things, they agree to all the terms, and I tell you, when they don't get what they want in the time that they want it, you're being bashed.
Right.
They don't remember the conversation that we had prior to them enrolling in my program. So, you know, I fine comb my customers before, my potential clients, before I even take them into my program.
So you just won't take anybody when you like pre-screen them, if they not saying the right things, if they want a quick fix and you can hear this, you like, nah, I'm not really the person for you, because you're right. In the end, it'll just come out bad, and it'll make it seem like you're the bad guy when you told them up front, I can't do this overnight, but somebody else that told them that they can get it done overnight. And you know how we do. We quick to bash each other quick.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so what's considered good credit? What credit score is considered good credit?
750 up.
750 up.
750 up, not 700. A lot of consumers think, you know, oh, I got a 700 score, my score is excellent. No, your score is fair.
Right.
750 is good. 800 up is excellent.
Right. And so with a 750 credit score, pretty much there's no limit. You pretty much can get what you want.
Not necessarily. You could have a 750 credit score, but your credit file is not solid, meaning your payment history, age, all those things are factored into your credit report. So you want to make sure that you have a solid credit file. So that's the reason why I use that word solid a lot, to make sure that's one of the reasons why I add trade lines to my client's report. I always try to find trade lines that has age on it. Age is very important when it comes to reports. You want to make sure that you're paying your bills on time, the amount of credit. You don't want to open too much credit cards, because that alone will get you denied, because creditors will see that you're desperate for credit. You don't want to have too many inquiries on your credit. You're not supposed to have more than 6 inquiries in 2 years.
Right. And okay, I'm glad you said that. Can inquiries be removed?
Yes.
Inquiries, they can be removed.
Yes, they can be removed once an account is not attached to it, meaning you did not get approved for the account. I can remove them. Yes.
So you can remove that too. And that's all. And everything we've been talking about for the most part is on a bit personal side. So now with the business credit, that's a whole different ball game, right?
Whole different ball game. Business credit is nothing like personal credit. Business credit is more tedious, meaning, you know how we could just apply for any credit card just to try with our personal credit to get approved. With business credit, you have tiers. So you go from tier 1 up. tier 12, 13 keeps going. So different accounts are in different tiers. So you want to make sure that you do what you're supposed to do, get the amount of accounts you need in tier 1 to go to tier 2. Same thing for tier 2 to go to tier 3. With business credit, you have to be proactive. You have to be involved. My program, I do all the applications for my clients. I do everything for them. I make sure that their file is clean, everything is corresponding, and everything. I do all their application. Me and my team do all their application, and we email it to the client, and the client has to send those applications from their email to the creditor that we're applying for, because these applications have to come from your business email. You have to make sure that you have your EIN number, your DUNS number. You have to have a address. Sometimes I tell my clients to get a virtual address. You want to make sure you have your business number, a professional email. I have clients who use Gmail. I preferable like professional email that has your business name in it.
Right.
It seems it comes off more professional.
Right.
Anybody can make a Gmail.
Right. And so how long usually does it take to establish, pretty good business credit?
I established my business credit in 6 months. Solid. I was aggressive with it. So it all depends on the client. How aggressive is that client? How bad does that client need funding or whatever, buying a vehicle in their business name? So, it's all up to the client, how active they are with it. I did mine in 6 months solid, where I was able to name it. I have like 27 business credit cards.
Oh,
Gas card, American Express. I have 6 American Express cards.
Wow. Okay. And so, I know that sounds interesting to a lot of people. So earlier when we was talking, or the other day when we was talking, because like I said, I have paid somebody because I thought that business credit and personal credit, like you could attach trade lines the same way. You saying that you cannot, you saying that it don't go like that. You cannot do that. Right?
No. Okay, so business credit, remember your business credit is based on your EIN number.
Right.
Okay. So you have a gas card. You have a gas card with what do you call it?
Shell.
Wawa.
Let's just say Wawa. Okay, Walmart. Okay.
You have a gas card with Wawa. Remember, that gas card is connected to your EIN number.
Right.
So that gas card, every time you use that gas card and it's reporting to your Dun & Bradstreet or your EIN number. You see, it cannot report. It's not reporting to their EIN number.
Okay. So in personal credit, when somebody puts you on as an authorized user,
they take your social and they report to the whatever social is on that account. With the business credit, they don't do that.
Okay. So it's a total different process.
Total different. You have to build your business credit.
Because everybody want a quick fix, and I have to reiterate, there is no quick fix. I for years went around looking for a quick fix, and you keep running around chasing your tail, and there's no quick fix. It's like you have to take the correct steps. And so, because a lot of people I know, they claim they have a business. So I'm like, do you have an LLC? Do you have an EIN? Do you have a business bank account? And it's like, no, well, you're not really in business. You're hustling, which is cool, but you're not legally in business, because to be legally in business, you have to have a registered business name, a LLC, a EIN number, and a business bank account, right?
Correct. But you see, you gotta understand that we ain't knocking nobody, to each his own.
Right.
That's your hustle. But I tell people, listen, if God is blessing you and blessing your business, pay Uncle Sam.
Pay Uncle Sam.
I'm being honest, because you know what? If you're serious about your business and you're building a wealth, do it the right way. Do it the right way. And trust me, the money will come. Trust me, the money will come.
So I use like a metaphor. So I use a metaphor like, so, you know, we was always taught that we don't want to pay taxes. We want to duck and dodge Uncle Sam. Okay. But then you realize that a lot of these businesses, like you said, when you go to get business funding, they're going to ask you for a couple of things. They're going to ask you for some bank statements, and they're going to ask you for 2 years tax returns.
Exactly.
So if your 2 years tax returns say that you made $5,000 a year because you was trying to hide, yeah, they're not going to give you much. They're going to say, okay, I'll give you an $800 credit card. However, if you said your business tax returns say you made $200,000 a year, then they're gonna look at you, they're gonna view you a little different. So I always use the analogy. I'll be like, so paying your taxes gets you into the party. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to pay taxes, and you can sit out in the parking lot and parking lot pimp and, you know, do the things that you, but if you want to really get into the party, really get into the game, you have to pay your taxes and file your taxes and be on point with that, because that's the way you're viewed. Everybody, when you're going to get things that's worth something, they want to see your tax returns. If you don't have tax returns, they're not going to take you serious. You're not in business if you're not filing taxes, right?
But it comes right back to what I said a few minutes ago. If you're serious about your business and you're building wealth, if you're just doing a little side hustle, just making some money here and there, that's fine. But if you know this is something you want to build, I have a son. I'm building this for him. So if my eyes should close tomorrow, I know he's solid. He's okay. You know, he don't have to worry or go work for nobody if he doesn't choose to. So yes, writing that check to Uncle Sam, it hurts you. I'm being honest.
I know.
In my first year of business, I made 6 figures in my first year of business, and I'm true story. January morning when I had to write that check, my hand was hurting. But I did it because you know what? At the end of the day, people would not understand that there's so many benefits out there for us business owners when you do it the right way.
Exactly. And like, even with all of these loans,
more than what you pay to Uncle Sam.
And like with a lot of these loans that the Small Business Administration was giving away to the people that was doing it right. The people that filed their taxes and can show their 4506T and they have their tax pay, they got benefits that the people that don't have that didn't get. So if you know, like you said, if you still trying to run under the table and under the radar and you don't want to pay taxes and you want to keep all the money, that's like you said, that's cool. I'm not knocking nobody's hustle, but I'm like you. I had last year, I did a hefty 6 figures in my business, and I'm like, it killed me to write.
It killed you.
I looked at it like, man, do you know what I could do with this money, right? And it wasn't little money.
It's so amazing if you have the right CPA, because I wrote a nice check to Uncle Sam January, and I got back a nice refund.
Right.
And I was shocked because I'm like, I was not expecting this.
Yeah.
I mean, what I was expecting, my check was like tripled.
Right.
So it all comes down to your CPA, to your accountant. You know, they know the tax laws. They know what's the write-offs. They know where you could get back money. So it's all about how you structure your business. Just do it the right way. You do it the right way. Get the right advice, because can I tell you, everybody's tax professional now? Everybody, do it the right way.
Right.
Pay your money to somebody who knows what they're doing, because again, that's a write-off. So pay somebody who knows what they're doing, where nobody's going to come look for you or shut down your business because you didn't do this right. It's just like even with the PPP. You could get the PPP as your own business owner because you write yourself a check. You pay yourself from your business.
Right.
So there's way that you could do it the right way. You know, you pay yourself from the business, and at the end of the day, when you do your taxes, your tax professional is doing your W-2, because remember, you're an employee
of your company. Right. Right. And so that's another thing, because like when I first got in business, what I was doing was I was using my business debit card to do everything. Go to the restaurant, go eat. And when I sat down with my tax lady, she looked at me. She's like, "You making this hard." I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "You can't buy yourself food off the business credit card. You have to pay yourself payroll, and then that money, because that money has to get taxed too, and then you pay yourself, and then you buy your food out of that." And same thing you said, when you set it up and you structure it right, but a lot of us just they didn't teach us a lot of this growing up, or either we didn't pay attention, a lot of us, some of the times. And until you learn it the right way, you'll just keep running around and getting it wrong instead of just doing it the right way, establishing your business, paying yourself, like you said. And that way, in the end, it hurts, like you said, to pay Uncle Sam, but that's the cost of doing business. You have to know that.
Just to touch what you said about, your business credit card with using it at restaurants, you can use your business credit card to go out and eat, but you have to write it off as a business meeting.
Okay, well, I was using a business debit card.
No, you can use your credit card, and at the end of the year, you could write it off as business meeting. Because it all depends on how your business is structured. If you have to meet clients, you could have lunch with that client. You could do a business dinner meeting, so those are write-offs.
Right. Okay. So
we just not talking about you going to McDonald's.
Nah. No, I personally don't too much eat at McDonald's, but nevertheless, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I guess we gon' just let them know that first and foremost, take the first steps and get your personal credit straight. Get your free credit report, see what's on there that shouldn't be there, see what's on there that needs to be taken care of, and go about taking care of those things. And if they need to, they can reach out to Michelle. And what's the name of your company again?
The name of my company is Credit by Michelle Consulting Group. I'm on Facebook, Credit by Michelle. Instagram, it's Credit by Michelle _credit repair.
Okay. And once again, if you want the quick fix, this is not the person for you. If you want it done right, and if you want to build up that foundation to where it don't come crumbling down, here she is. Holler at her. I appreciate you for sharing this time for me. I will call you because I do need you to take care of a couple of things. I need you to call Equifax for me. Remember? You was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
I ain't doing that. And if anyone wants to get in touch with me, they can always call my business phone, which is 954-234-6252. I'll repeat again, 954-234-6252.
I appreciate that, Michelle. Thanks for your time. And I'm going to get you back. I'm going to let you check in every now and then. It's going, because this is something, these things got to be constantly in people's minds, because they'll be on it now and then time go by and we're going to keep letting you know. We need to get, because as a people, we need to start coming together like some of these other businesses do. They come together in groups and buy these strip malls and buy these big things. Because, my credit can't get me $2 million, but me, you, and somebody else's credit might come together to get us this $2 million to where we can make $5 or $6 million. So,
and not only that, you may partner with somebody who don't have the credit but has the cash. You have the credit, they have the cash. It's teamwork.
Exactly.
It's teamwork. You may not be bringing the cash, but you're bringing credit, which is a big essential to what they need to do. So it's teamwork. And if anyone goes to my website, a lot of information is on my website. My website is very informational. So they could always go to my website, which is creditbymichelle.com also. And they have a lot of Q&A questions on a regular that a client would ask. I have answers there.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And like I said, I'll reach back out to you. Okay. Take care.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. So there you have it. Credit by Michelle. Credit is king out here. Credit is actually more important than cash, because you can go places and you have cash, and cash, everybody, like she said, cash is king, but credit trumps that. So get your credit together. We too grown to be running around here with 500 credit scores and 600 credit scores when all you have to do is take the necessary steps to get the bad things off your credit. And, we all made mistakes when we was younger, and we might didn't take care and protect our credit like we should have. And now we done got older. We want this house, we want this car, we want this duplex, we want this land, but we don't have $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 cash no more, and you need credit. So start establishing your credit. Like she said, first of all, get that credit report, go over it, get you a credit monitoring service so that you know when things are being done, because identity fraud is out here bad. So get with her. Credit by Michelle. This your boy So Busy. Once again, bringing some more game to you. Sponsored by Stay Busy Apparel. And I'll holler back at you next Wednesday. Boss Talk. That's what we're doing over here. Hey, yo, thanks for tuning in to Boss Talk 94303. And if you want to keep the good content coming, hit that like and that subscribe button, man, and we'll keep doing what we're doing for you, all right? Holla back.